So then guys, Apple has just wrapped up their latest event, where we saw the new iPhone 16 lineup, the Apple Watch Ultra 3, and even refreshed AirPods Pro. But a lot of you keep asking me the same question again and again. What's happening with the iPad Pro? Will Apple finally launch an iPad Pro with the M5 chip inside? And if so, when can we realistically expect it? Well, today I'm going to walk you through everything we know so far about the iPad Pro M5, including expected release dates, new design features, iPadOS upgrades, accessories like the Magic Keyboard and Apple Pencil, performance benchmarks, battery improvements, and of course, the possible pricing. This is going to be a deep dive, so grab a coffee because we're unpacking it all. Where we are right now, the iPad Pro M4, the current iPad Pro, which launched back in May 2024, was nothing short of a milestone for Apple. It was the first iPad to feature the M4 chip, skipping the M3 entirely, and it came with a tandem OLED display that blew reviewers away. In fact, the 13-inch model is the thinnest device Apple has ever shipped, measuring only 5.1 mm. Even the 11-inch version comes in at just 5.3 meter, which is insane for a tablet. Despite being thinner, Apple managed to keep battery life the same as the M2 generation. That was possible thanks to efficiency improvements in the M4 chip and new display technology. If you've had a chance to see the OLED screen in person, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's arguably the best display ever fitted to a portable device, competing not just with tablets, but even with premium laptops. Apple also simplified the design slightly by moving to a single rear camera, signaling a shift toward focusing on pro workflows like video editing, music production, and digital illustration rather than turning the iPad into a photography tool. So, the iPad Pro M4 is already one of the most advanced tablets ever made. But naturally, Apple fans and creative professionals are asking, what's next? The iPad Pro M5, what to expect based on leaks, analyst reports, and Apple's historical release cycle. Here's what we're likely to see in the iPad Pro M5. A bigger, more immersive display. Apple is expected to push display innovation even further. The 11-inch and 13-inch sizes could grow slightly thanks to slimmer bezels, giving us around 11.5 inches and 13.5 inches of usable screen space. That might not sound huge, but on a tablet, every fraction of an inch makes multitasking and creative work more enjoyable. This aligns with Apple's move toward desktop-like multitasking in iPadOS 26, where more screen real estate translates directly into productivity gains. Dual front-facing cameras. One of the most interesting rumors is the introduction of two front-facing cameras, one optimized for portrait orientation and one for landscape. This would solve a long-standing frustration with iPad users on Zoom, Teams, or FaceTime calls, where the camera angle often feels awkward depending on how you hold the device. With dual cameras, Apple could make the Face ID system smarter while giving users more flexibility. The power of the M5 chip now. Let's talk about the star of the show, the M5 chip.CPU. Expect a 10-core CPU with a mix of 6 efficiency cores and 4 performance cores, just like the M4. But with architectural improvements, it should deliver anywhere from 15–20% better performance, GPU. This is where Apple might finally push the envelope. Rumors suggest the M5 could include a 12-core GPU, up from the 10 cores in the M4. That's huge for anyone doing 3D rendering, gaming, or video editing on the iPad.ai and neural engines. Apple has been investing heavily in on-device AI, especially after introducing more advanced neural cores with the A19 Pro chip in the iPhone 16 Pro. Expect those same optimizations in the M5, making the iPad Pro a true AI powerhouse. RAM and storage. Base configurations are rumored to start at 16 GB RAM and 512 GB storage, which would finally bring the iPad Pro in line with MacBook Pro standards. If true, this would cement the iPad Pro as a laptop replacement rather than just a productivity companion. Battery and efficiency. Even though the iPad Pro is getting more powerful, Apple is likely to maintain the same 10–12 hours of battery life by optimizing the efficiency of the M5. However, there's speculation that with N1 and C1X companion chips, Apple could extend endurance by managing background tasks more intelligently. And don't forget, Apple may push faster wireless charging and improved MagSafe support, two areas where iPads still lag behind iPhones. Accessories. Magic Keyboard and Apple Pencil. Pro Apple almost always refreshes accessories alongside new iPads. Here's what we might see. Magic Keyboard Pro, lighter, sturdier hinges, and a larger trackpad to further blur the line between iPad and MacBook Apple Pencil Pro 2. Rumored to add haptic feedback, squeeze gestures, and improved precision for professional artists. With apps like Procreate, Final Cut Pro, and Logic Pro now on iPad OS, Apple will want to give creatives the very best tools. iPad OS 26. Unlocking the M5's potential hardware is only half the story. The iPad Pro M5 will ship with iPad OS 26, which already introduces enhanced multitasking, desktop-class windowing, and AI-powered smart tools. Imagine using the iPad Pro M5 to run Final Cut Pro with background rendering, use AI-assisted drawing tools in Procreate. Leverage Multiview in Logic Pro for complex music projects. Connect seamlessly to a studio display or Apple Vision Pro. Headset for next-level workflows. Apple clearly wants the iPad Pro to be the creative, professional's dream machine, a device that sits comfortably between a MacBook Air and a MacBook Pro. Price predictions now. Let's talk about the part that affects everyone, the price. 5-inch iPad Pro M5, expected to start around $999 USD, 3.5-inch. iPad Pro M5, likely priced at $1,299 USD. The good news is, Apple probably won't raise prices this year, especially since inflation concerns have made consumers cautious. The last iPad Pro saw a price bump, so it's unlikely Apple will risk doing it again so soon. However, accessories like the Magic Keyboard, $349+, and Apple Pencil Pro, $129 to $199, will still be separate purchases. So factor that into your budget. iPad Pro M5 versus competitors. To understand where the iPad Pro M5 will fit, let's compare it against rivals. Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra, 2025. Amazing AMOLED display and S Pen. But Android tablet apps still lag far behind iPad OS. Microsoft Surface Pro 10. Excellent laptop hybrid, runs full Windows, but lacks the seamless ecosystem Apple offers. MacBook Air M5, expected 2025. Likely to be cheaper but won't have touchscreen, pencil support, or OLED. In short, the iPad Pro M5 won't be the cheapest option, but it could remain the best all-around creative tool in 2025. Release date window. So when can you actually buy one? Based on Apple's usual cycle and multiple leaks, the iPad Pro M5 is expected around late October to early November 2025. Apple may not hold a full-blown keynote. Sometimes they just drop a polished 10-minute online event or even a press release for iPad announcements. But rest assured, by the holiday shopping season of 2025, the iPad Pro M5 should be on shelves worldwide. Should you wait or buy now? If you already own an M4 iPad Pro, you're still in great shape. It's a beast. But if you're on an M2 or older iPad, waiting for the M5 could be worth it, especially for artists and designers wanting Apple Pencil Pro 2. Video editors who will benefit from extra GPU cores. AI enthusiasts who want the latest neural processing power. If you're a casual user, though, the M4 models could be the smarter buy. Final thoughts. The iPad Pro M5 is shaping up to be one of Apple's biggest iPad launches ever. With a larger OLED display, dual cameras, more powerful GPU, AI features, and pro-level accessories, Apple is clearly targeting creators and professionals who want power, flexibility, and mobility in one device. And the best part? Apple seems committed to keeping prices steady, which means more people will be able to upgrade without breaking the bank. So the question is, are you planning to buy the iPad Pro M5 when it launches later this year? Or will you stick with your current setup? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I'd love to know what gear you're most excited for in 2025. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to stay up to date with the latest Apple news, rumors, reviews, and comparisons. Until next time, guys, take care. And I'll catch you in the next video.